Howdy critters, what's going on? Joe here with Backcountry and Barbells. I wanted to do something really quick and just talk about, every year as I build out my hunting gear and my pack, I think it's an interesting thing because I'm coming into it late. If you try and buy all the best gear all at once, you're going to go broke and you'll probably be more anxious, depending on where you're coming out hunting. I'm a working class fella. I'm a PE teacher by trade. So I don't have unlimited funds to just go out and buy a bunch of stuff all the time. So I'm piecing together through putting away a couple bucks, putting my extra money I make on the side, personal training towards hunting. It's important to me to enjoy the sport, to be out there in good gear, but I can't bankrupt the family to try and to be comfy in the woods. So I have to make choices every year. I can't always buy the best stuff. And when I first started hunting, I thought it was super important to get the bow first, right? So I went out and spent money on a good bow. And over the course of the years, I prioritize certain things and I try and be smart and economical about what I do. And this year's big purchase was a pack. In the past, I've always gone with a secondhand pack that I bought from a buddy, and I've been really happy with it. But this year, as that was my big purchase, wanted to go through it. So I just want to kind of compare them and maybe give my thoughts why I went secondhand at first with a pack and didn't prioritize it at the top of my list. And then just kind of some things that I see different in the one pack to the other. So maybe it will help you guys prioritize if you're getting into this sport late and what you need to get. And then also, if you are considering getting a pack, some things that I considered in this. So at first, this comparison may not seem fair. I don't think it's meant to be fair. This isn't anything about one pack better than the other as much as it's just my thoughts in buying a pack and why I bought these particular packs at certain times, and actually why I'm going to keep both. And we'll get right into that. So the two packs we're going to discuss today, the pack that I've been using for 2 years, it's this Badlands Clutch Pack. Got this secondhand from the co-host on the show, Jeremy Day. He upgraded his pack, so I snuck in and got this one from him. And then the other pack that I bought this year was the Stone Glacier R3 5900. So the packs are interesting. I think they're super important. For me now, a pack is a really important thing to consider. It wasn't at first. I thought the first thing, most important thing for me to get dialed in first was a bow. I wanted to get a good bow, a bow that I'd only have to buy once and have it for a few years. So I'm right now still working on that bow, and I'm happy with it. So that was my first big purchase. So it's why a lot of my first 2 years in the woods, my gear was secondhand and stuff that I pieced together through buddies or stuff that I had. And pack, I really liked this this clutch pack. Used it for 2 years. I packed out a cow. My first elk camp, packed out Jeremy's bull the second time, and I actually packed it out in 2 different ways. The first year I utilized the kind of wing grabber things and put the meat on the outside, and then second year decided to throw it right in. But they're different packs, But for me, I went secondhand in the beginning because Jeremy gave me a great deal on this. I think retail right now, I saw on one website you can get this pack for let me check here. I just want to make sure that I'm accurate as I kind of cruise through here. I think on one website I found this clutch pack for retail $230. Pretty good. So you can get that for $230 right now, brand new out the box. And the other cool thing about these clutch packs is they're lifetime warranted. So I am having a zipper issue. Jeremy used this pack for many years. I used it for 2. This one zipper is wearing. I'll send it back to them. They'll fix it or send me another one back. So really great warranty on that pack. And it is transferable from the first guy to the second. So that's really cool that they do that. So keep that in mind. But this was a good pack. A lot of options on it. And then this year, I would say too, part of my issues in wanting to get another pack, usually was a weekend hunter, only a couple days in. This year, I'm going to do my first, we're going to be out for 10 days in Oregon backcountry. So I prioritize the pack knowing I'm going to be wearing it a lot, not car camping. Who knows how long the hauls are going to be. So getting a good pack was super important. Getting the right pack from you is important. This pack was bought for Jeremy, who is a much bigger fellow than me. He's Jeremy's 6'1", 6'2", a little wider in the shoulders, a little wider in the hips, just a bigger fella than I am. You know, Jeremy's probably pushing 220-ish, 240 pounds. You know, I'm 5'9", 180, tight waist, wide shoulders, things like that. So we're just different body types. You know, when I went secondhand, part of the reason, you know, I just wanted to now wearing a pack more, go to my own pack, is one that's fitted for me. So a lot of the comparisons that we're going to go through, and when I talk about comfort, take that in mind. Like I bought this one from Jeremy, who bought it for himself secondhand because it was, you know, the most cost-effective option to get me into the woods for a full weekend. This one here, I saved for a couple years, put it at the priority. This was the year to get one, and bought this for me. So keep that in mind as we're making that comparison of different packs and some things like that. So let's get right to it. You know, if you're going to buy these packs brand new, you know, you're not going to beat the pricing with this clutch pack. So if we kind of got a little money sign there, if we look at the Badlands pack, it's going to win on price. And I got it secondhand. I think if you're not going to go hunt because you can't afford a really expensive backpack, I think you're looking at the situation wrong. So don't let cost be a limiter. You know, talk to your friends, see if you can't get a backpack, see if you can't borrow one. This is not going to be your best option if you're looking to be thrifty, unless you find them again secondhand. Maybe you have a buddy who gets a new one every year, then maybe it will be better. But up front, if you're looking to buy these brand new, it's just a better price. You're going to do much better here, and I would suggest doing your due diligence to check it out. But it is what it is. And there's some reasons for that. So price-wise, going secondhand is really good. And I kind of laid out why I went secondhand my first time. So keep that in mind, and be thoughtful what you're doing. I don't think hunting is a sport where you should. I don't think anything, you know, any of these hobbies you do, whether it's weightlifting, archery, hunting, you can't bankrupt your family to have a good time. And I've been really trying to do that. So when I have extra funds that I make through, you know, different things, or if I save money, you know, I just prioritize things. And this year, the pack was a priority. In past years, I had one that worked, and this pack did a really great job. But, you know, up front too, cost is going to go right to this Badlands pack. Comfort wise, I got my little sunshine in the cloud there. If you guys are watching this on the YouTube, check out that video. But, you know, comfort wise, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to go right to the Stone Glacier R3 5900, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, the first and foremost up front, I did not buy this pack to suit me. I think Jeremy's got a larger waist. I think the size, not sure if when you buy these packs new, if there's different sizing options at the belt. But you know, it's just a little touch too big for me. And my waist is right on the edge. Even when I bought this pack, I was just a little nerved out whether to go small or medium, to be honest with you. I'm small in the waist. I'm a little bit wider in the shoulder, but so I'm right there at about a 30, 32 waist, depending on how much water I'm drinking and how much beer I'm getting at night and what the weekends look like. I fluctuate in there a little bit, but generally hanging out right around a 31-inch waist, which puts me right here. So, but this has been good. But there's also a couple things with the Stone Glacier pack that actually make it super comfortable. In particular, you know, the lower lumbar situation here, and this whatever fabric they put here, it just sticks to your back, doesn't move. On this internal frame pack, I'll say that the clutch pack was very comfortable in the back. It had a really cool padding system, but this one with the Stone Glacier is a little bit more beefier in the lower back, and it's got that sticky. It's got whatever this is. It doesn't move, and this stuff on the inside of the belt just sticks a lot better. And the other thing that goes on is there's some options here in the Velcro where you can actually make the shoulders wider. So for a tight waist, wide-shouldered fellow like myself, there's some really simple options to make this pretty customizable in terms of the waist. And also there's some straps here on the hip belt where you can adjust and really get it to form fit, where those straps aren't there on the clutch pack. So keep that in mind. So Stone Glacier, this pack, one of the reasons there's probably some costs or some thought in the design, more maybe, I'm not sure, but there's some more options to get a more customizable fit. especially when you buy it for you and you're not buying it secondhand. So someone got there. So I really like the Stone Glacier set wise, comfort wise, and there's some reasons for that. So I'll even give them a double check there. And in terms of what it can haul, the haulability in this pack is much more too to consider. So this internal frame pack, not only does it hold less in terms of square inches, there's also less option in terms of this one's got the detachable frame, along with being able to max this thing out in the different modes and get a lot of stuff on the back. I can also take that frame out and get an extra 2,500 square inches there, which is really cool. So in terms of how much you can haul, I like this one better. For sure, Stone Glacier is going to win on that. But you know, it's interesting too. One of the reasons I got this pack, as opposed to even some other ones on the Stone Glacier website, it had less pockets. I found out through utilizing this clutch pack for a bit. You know, you got this wing pocket here, you got this wing pocket here, you got a hood pocket, you got pockets here at the hips. As you open this thing up, I can open it from the top. I can open it from this big pocket here. Then even on the inside, there's all kinds of compartments. And it even came with this extra guy that you can plug on there, which is, you know, I talked about this one having the external frame. This guy had like this little piece. You can actually utilize that kind of wing pocket setup. This gets out, and then all of a sudden you got another extra load shelf. So you can actually get more stuff on here. I didn't like hauling a quarter in that because these straps really aren't super beefy. But I did like when I had to we were considering a camping trip. I could put kind of some of the camp supplies on that outside part, which was pretty useful. So there are some options here in terms of extending the capacity, which I think is useful. But you know, I found out with this clutch pack that I didn't like having a bunch of pockets. It's not something I enjoyed. Where did I put this? I'm not really great memory wise. So I would find myself a lot of times like looking for things. And in particular, what I also found that I didn't like was these pockets on the side, being right there on the side like that. It just didn't like, I don't like having a lot of gear on me. I'd rather just have it on the back, out of sight, out of mind, so I can, you know, walk, hike, look for animals, things like that. So something to think about. But that's what's also cool. Like if you know, this pack here, I bought the kind of same like my bow, where I put all my time into the bow in the beginning. Actually got lessons from a guy who was shooting bows, went in and out of a bunch of bow shops. I spent about 6 hard months researching bows to find out which one I wanted to buy. I made a decision. And I kind of did that research on the fly with this one. So secondhand pack's a great way to go to just kind of see what you like first, rather than, you know, had I gone out and spent, you know, buku dollars, $800 on a pack, and then found that I didn't have like a lot of pockets, then I'm kind of SOL. You know, I think going secondhand in the beginning is a good way to go, because you can figure out what you like and then buy more expensively what you like. So keep that in mind, guys. I would probably, I think the Sky 5900 has more pockets. There's a couple other options that have the same capacity with more pockets, but I like this one because it had less to think about, less to do. But the other cool, but we'll get into that. So again, when we sit here and talk about just the cubic and hauling deal, we're going here. Functionability. Again, I'll go again with this Stone Glacier pack. So I'm going to win. And I think in terms of functionability, it can do more. I've been really hauling heavy loads in this pack challenge that I put together. Hopefully you're following around and finding that. This pack just sticks to me better. I can put more stuff in it, and it just does a better job of hauling bigger loads. Now, this pack, in its defense, wasn't made to haul as much bigger loads, but as I'm getting into more stuff and doing more things, I want that option. So, you know, and I think just in terms of the function too, you know, if you look at this guy and just how thin and small it can get, that means it can do lots of stuff. And in particular too, not only can it get thin and small, you have this sky and bivy mode, which can also extend your square footage or square inches and carrying rate. And then even this hood that it comes with is pretty cool. And they do some neat things where they kind of dress these things up with male and female ends on different ways. and you can take the hoods off, on and off. You can switch to different modes really easy. Getting on and off the frame for this is super easy, which I think is really great in terms of I can go day hunting with this. And heck, I could turn this into a fanny pack and just kind of, cruise around the park with the kids and play soccer dad. And I think that's really cool. It just gives you the function to do many different things. This pack here, yeah, you have lots of pockets that can serve lots of different functions, but you can't really transform, or you can't robot this and do different things with it. You can't bolt on different things as easily. In fact, I'll tell you what, this extra, a lot of guys make a big deal of this, and guys in my camp who've worn this pack really like this pocket perhaps. I never liked it. Didn't like to wear it, didn't like to use it. It had so many pockets and so many places to put other things. I thought this was almost like an extra feature that might be something they sell you on that you really are not going to use. I didn't do much with this. In fact, didn't bring it to camp sometimes. So keep that in mind. So in functionality, again, I'm going to go with this Stone Glacier one. And this is a plate. So in terms of options, if you want to do certain things down the line, what you get is what you get here. And you have a lot of options with the pack. But if you want to upgrade, do certain things, you're going to have to get a different pack. Let's say you want a smaller pack. Yeah, this will compress down nicely, but it's still pretty big. You're not going to be able to get some of these pockets off. Yeah, you can detach that thing, but there's still a lot going on here. This guy, not many pockets. And in terms of the options, there are others. Let's say you are a guy who likes to compartmentalize your gear. Stone Glacier does a cool job of having different internal pockets you can get in. And I like that, and in this one, there's a water bladder pocket. They want you to put the water bladder in that pocket. This one, they have different places where you can attach and put it, and you can do different things. And I think because it's a little bit more simpler, you actually have more functionality. And I like that. And I also really like the fact how, again, I'll go back to it, it compresses really small. And I'll actually, which would lead us, so in terms of the options, I think that this is a wash. I don't know which one's this. Hey, girls, okay, go to Lindley's. That's my daughter. You guys, they're going to go over to their friend's house. I don't know if you caught that, but in terms of the options, you just don't. There's it's a wash, I think. There, you have to really think about what options you want and what you're going to do. I was thinking about buying a pack I could wear. In 75% of hunts, 90% of hunts for the rest of my life, and I only wanted to buy this backpack. And again, good warranty options on both packs. Last one, guys, as we kind of go down this list, is weight. This Stone Glacier pack, we're coming in at just around 5 pounds, 5.4. The Badlands Clutch Pack is heavier, 7.4. So it's 2 pounds heavier. And I'll also say this, the materials are going to, I believe, be lighter with the Stone Glacier Pack. And what I mean by that, the rain fly option on this is a must, especially if you're out here hunting in the Pacific Northwest. You need the rain fly on this clutch pack. And I had one. But it didn't stay on really well, and I lost it in the woods, blew off, gone. Talking about the day I was hunting, not a great day. But then this material just, maybe because I've had it so long, I'm not sure, just sponged up water, and this thing got really heavy when it gets wet, and that's really not an option for me. This material is lighter, it's a little bit more water resistant, and the rain fly that I got with this, a little bit more expensive. It was, I think, another $50, $59, I believe, but it kind of buckles right onto it, so it won't go. And that is what it is. It's something to think about. So keep that in mind. But, it's lighter, and, that 2 pounds, I know I've heard some guys say, if, a couple ounces here, a couple ounces there, go do more curls, hit more push-ups, hit more back squats. I've probably been one of those guys if you're talking about like different gear to put in your pack. But man, I'll be honest, the 2 pound difference you really feel. And again, I don't know, there's a lot of reasons for this, whether it's I bought it for me, The small little things that they do in terms of design to make it a customizable fit up front, I don't feel the load in this at all. A lot of times in this Badlands pack, when I was packing some things out, I would feel it pulling on me, sloshing around. And again, I think that's a lot to do with the fit. Jeremy bought it for him. He didn't buy it for me. And that's one of the things that's going to happen when you're looking at cost versus functionality for you. But even now, my biggest pack challenge so far to date when I've recorded this, I did 75 pounds for 3 miles, flat ground along the neighborhood, packing things in the pack. I did 60 pounds this past weekend going up to Blue Lake Trail in Northern Cascades, a little bit more elevation gain. I've also worn this when it was lighter at about 30 pounds going up the Crystal Mountain Lake Trail, 5 miles, 3,000 feet of elevation gain. And this pack just stays fit. I haven't found the load option or the weight that makes it uncomfortable. And there's a couple reasons for that. I keep going back to it. I bought this one for me. Jeremy bought this one for him. I bought it from him. So it's different. So some things to consider when you're getting into a backpack. And, this isn't really much of a conversation about is one pack better than the other. For me, this one is a much better backpack. But again, I bought this one for me. But I think going secondhand in the beginning is great. I've worn this pack for 2 years and it was great. I wasn't going to let a backpack be the reason I didn't hunt in the woods. Had a good buddy upgrading his gear, hooked me up. So that's that. And I've also heard guys say they don't like external frames. This has got the external frame. I can bolt another pack onto this, which gives me another option if I want to pull the trigger and get another Stone Glacier pack that might be smaller. This is an internal frame. It's not going to give that option. So some things to consider. I thought it'd be a fun conversation to have with you guys. Thought it might help you in the woods. Maybe you're someone on the fence about, thinking about getting into hunting, and, don't let the gear be the option. My wife's in the military. I would pull some of her old gear out of her stuff that she's not using. You know what I mean? I would ask buddies, what are you using? What are you not? What's good? Have these conversations, but go out, be thoughtful about your gear, have a priority list. For me, the bow is a top priority. Then I wanted to get some backpacking tenting gear, then some rain gear, then some optics. And then now this year, as I sat down and was considering my hunt with the big purchase, I was like, man, if I'm going to be in the woods, living out of a backpack, for 7 to 10 days, I want to be in the right pack for me, not a pack that was for somebody else. So this was the purchase this year. So some thoughts from a guy figuring it out. Maybe you've done a better job. Let me know. I'm open to criticism or thoughts or what you think about this little comparison I did. But just to sum it up, you're not going to get better costs than what's going on with some of these Badland options. And again, it's super comfortable pack, super functional for me. But in terms of comfort, Stone Glacier does some great stuff to get a really customizable fit. They give you some great options in terms of the square footage or square inches you can get. The functionality, I don't think, can be beat here in terms of if you want to upgrade and do certain things with it, put new things on the frame. Once you get your first setup with Stone Glacier, I actually think it does pretty well. Options, this is kind of a wash. You have to think about what you're going to do. Lots of pockets, little pockets, but again, if you like lots of pockets, they do it too. I found out through wearing a great backpack secondhand at cheap cost for a couple years what I liked, and I've built this pack based off of what I learned with this one. And lastly, guys, just in terms of general weight, I don't think you're going to beat Stone Glacier. They do a really great job, and it's great. They do also little things here. They have a conservation mission that I align with. They post some cool stuff in terms of training that I think is great. And, too, when you look at where these packs are manufactured, this is made in the USA. Kind of dealing customer service wise with people through email, a lot easier. I called up Stone Glacier and had a conversation with a fella there who hunted elk, wore this backpack. We were talking about another one, talked to me about these options. So it was cool to get that conversation. Made in America product, guys who are hunting like I do. And I found them personable, and my wife even liked him. She bought a t-shirt from them, Santa Claus packing out a caribou. And she was like, man, those guys at Stone Glacier are great. And I thought so too. So that's interesting. So, there are some preference there, and, so consider that, guys, consider that. So consider lots of things. Do your due diligence, be thoughtful, and get out there, train, hunt, and live your situation. So you can be the best you can be. And I hope this little segment get you there, was helpful for you. And, you know, if it's not, let me know. Let me know what I can do better. And if you have difference of opinions, I'd love to thoughtfully and happily discuss them. So until the next one, guys, and maybe if you like this and you want some thoughts from a guy who is kind of figuring it out, I'd be happy to do it. So let me know. Have a good one. And until the next time, train, hunt, and live your best life.